Hi everyone, I'm Megan and this is Beguiled by Books, a community of book lovers and word nerds. Today I'm sharing six of my favorite books for your inner wordie. Let's get started. Before we dive into our word nerd books, please go to the description below or the pinned comment and sign up for the upcoming course, The Growth Library, a book-based blueprint to wisdom and well-being. This course is going to take quite a few science-heavy nonfiction books, distill them down into actionable insights, and provide them to you so that you can level up in life. Looking forward to sharing this class with you later this year, so go ahead and sign up so you can start getting all your freebies now. Now, let's talk about some wordy, nerdy books. Most of the word nerd and book community has some desire, secret or open, of writing a book one day. And I don't think that's a surprise for anybody who's ever read more than a few books. We all have this innate romantic desire to become an author. And I love that. I want everyone to write their stories. I think that's beautiful. But there are some tools of the trade that can absolutely help and shortcut our way there. So these are six of my favorite books that I've read on that particular topic. We have to start with Stephen King's On Writing. Stephen King, whether you love his work or whether you don't love his work, he is a master writer. You cannot deny that. He is well published, well loved. His work gets turned into film and screen adaptations all the time. He's an incredibly cool and gifted human. His creativity is crazy. And he wrote a memoir of about writing and the craft of writing. There are so many important mindset pieces in this book that it's great for any aspiring or budding author to read and make sure you can really sit with the material. There's everything from the classic of, killing your darlings, all the way to creating different types of characters and the importance of all of this weaving together. I don't want to give too much away because, again, it's beautifully written. It's Stephen King. You can't go wrong. You will absolutely gain some nugget of information from reading this book by Stephen King. So go out there and check it out. A cool book for our word nerds and our book community is a book called What We See When We Read. I picked this up at my local bookstore very unexpectedly. And what's cool about it is there are two really cool things about it. First is its paper. It's not a traditional book in terms of it's not a novel, it's not really a story necessarily, but it's an explanation, a visual explanation of what we see when we read. So the author does an incredible job of throwing different graphics with words and mixed together to illustrate how our eyes go to certain places on the page to piece together a story and how there's a natural progression. So whether you're crafting a menu for your business or whether you're writing a, YA fantasy novel, there is a lot of really cool information here to help you get your point across to your reader. It's not always enough to put great words on a page. You really have to know what your reader is envisioning and what they're seeing while they read. And this book will help illustrate that so you can take that and apply it to your own work for better success. A book that every author I know has read and recommends. I've recommended it here before. It's called Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. And this book really just breaks down the craft and the process of writing. Bird by Bird is a bit more tactical than other books about the writing craft, about authorship. What I like about this is the progression. Anne Lamott really sits down and talks about discipline and commitment and consistency. Even if you write 500 words a day and 499 of them are terrible, you're showing up, you're putting in the work. It's not going to get done if you sit here and wait for the muses to strike you with inspiration. So I love this approach to any creative work, but especially to those who are out there actively trying to write a novel or a short story or any type of written work. Bird by Bird is a must read. For my absolute wordies and word nerds, there's a book I have to recommend called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. Now, this book is not necessarily about writing. It's not about the craft itself. It's essentially what it is. It's a dictionary of different words to describe different types of sadness and sorrow. I learned a ton of new words from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and I use it as a reference all the time. I'm so looking forward to more people reading it and learning some of these words, hopefully working them back into the vocabulary as they are a bit obscure. So go check it out. You will find some fabulous words to weave into your writing. For my linguists out there, you have to read the book Word Slut by Amanda Montell. She is a linguist by trade. She's written some other really great books that I've recommended here as well. But I love Word Slut because she dives into the etymology of the words that have often been used as pejoratives and words that have been used to slander and demean certain groups, women, people of color, that type of thing, and really breaking down how the word came into being and its original definition and why it's so silly that these words are used in such negative ways and how we can reclaim those words and make them less offensive and make them fun and enjoyable to hear again. So, really fun book for the linguists out there. If you want to nerd out on some word etymology, highly recommend Word Slut by Amanda Montell. I can't do a video about word nerds and wordies without talking about the lovely book Says Who by Anne Krazan. I read this book very recently and fell in love with it. It's such a fun, lighthearted approach to so many different aspects of language, talking about the difference between impact and effect, talking about the difference between PC language and what's too far, what's not far enough. Why are we talking about person hole covers instead of manhole covers? Interesting things like that, inclusivity in language versus exclusivity, and how inherently language has always been subjective and biased, and why it's important to question all the language that we use rather than simply sit back and accept it. Loved this book. The author has such a fun and lighthearted and cheeky approach to language that it makes this very nerdy technical subject quite enjoyable. You will absolutely learn something without realizing you're learning something. It's a phenomenal book. I love it. Go out and read it right now. Have you encountered any books that you love about words and about linguistics and all of that fun stuff? I would love to know. I'm always looking to expand my horizon here in this category. So please drop me a comment. Let me know what you've read that you've loved and what's been formative for you in your writing journey. If you like this video, found some books that you're interested in, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and have a beautiful day.